cassette. Can we copy audio cassettes?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
If the tape is broken, do we have a way to splice them?
We don't, but there's a way to splice cassette tapes. I haven't done that in years, and it doesn't hold. You might be able to splice it, copy it really quickly, because it'll, and if it breaks in one place, it's probably gonna break in other places once the tape gets old. But anyway, this part to me, it's the reason I came up here in the first place. When my father-in-law passed away, my wife came home and said her and her sisters would like me to copy her father-in-law's photographs. And they were in the form of slides. I said, okay, I can do that. And so her sister brought in 4 shopping bags, not shopping bags, trash bags full of slides. Estimated was about 18,000 slides. So I started doing these at home, 2 and 3 at a time. Some of you have probably done that. And then I found out they had this machine up here, and it was a lifesaver. We can do on the slide scanner, let me give you a little bit of instructions on it first. If somebody brings in a little packet of slides, we can do those one at a time quickly. If you're talking to a patron that has a large number of slides, we have the carousels. We'd like them to preload those. They can come in with a couple of carousels of a couple hundred slides, and we can do that in 30 minutes for them. Very high-quality photographs saved on a thumb drive, which the patron needs to provide. If they don't have one, we have a few in the back that they sell very inexpensively. Bob provides those for $5 a piece. But it's a very quick way to do that. Some history on that. When my wife and I first got married, we're coming up on our 51st anniversary, we made a couple of wrong assumptions. One was my family had been in the church a long time, so all my family history was done. My wife was a convert, so her family history was going to be easy. And if you could come up with an IBM electric typewriter with a wide carriage, you were the leading edge of technology. And we were wrong in all 3 of those. Her family history was not easy. Ours had still lots of work to be done, and you're sitting in front of the computers and things we have here. We've come a long way since the electric typewriter. Anyway, for assistance back in the NPR room, the technicians are here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, usually 6:30 to 9. The first half an hour is often involved out here getting ready for classrooms or helping people, but to get things involved in there. If people want to leave things to be done at other times, we've got the forms on the wall by the door. There's the little mail slots. Take out an envelope. They can put their media in there, fill out a form on their contact information, what they would like done. And we recommend no more than 2 or 3 items that they bring in. 3 cassettes, 3 reels. If they bring in more, we get that back room filled up. There's risk of loss of items getting lost, items getting mishandled, and then just a backlog of things. And we've had people bring in, well, I was the first one. I came in with 18,000 slides and learned there was a better way to do that. So have them fill out that form, leave that. We'll get it done for them, contact them when it's done. So audio cassettes, we went through that. We can do the little audio cassettes. Those we can do very quickly because thanks to Dave, he figured out a way to fool the machine. If you remember on the old recording cassettes, they had a high-speed dubbing where you could copy cassettes really quickly. He figured out a way to fool a machine where we can now do the audio recordings digitally at high speed and then just adjust the sound, make it correct. So cassettes go very quickly. The larger reel-to-reel cassette tapes, we can do those, but if you have an hour tape, it's going to take us an hour to copy it. They take a little longer to be done, so tell the patrons when they leave those to be a little bit patient. We will get to them and they'll get done. The slides, talked a little bit about those. We can do those very quickly, set a couple of hundred slides in 20 minutes, a half an hour, if they come in prepared. It's nice. One thing you might tell them, a lot of people take slides in, the portrait mode where they're a little taller. This will only copy in the landscape mode, so they have to load the slides sideways, and then it will get the whole slide and then just flip it you can flip it on the computer really easy to turn it around right side up, inside out, whatever they want to do with it. let's see, so we can do a few individual slides, we recommend. And if you're having them pick up a slide tray, try and get the 80 slide trays. We've got them as 100 and 120 slides. They tend to jam on us and take longer to fiddle around with, get the slides unstuck. The 80 slide trays work really well. They go really quick. Then we'll take the chip out of the camera, put it on a flash drive for them, and they can walk home with it. It's a long way from the old days of taking a roll of film, taking it down to the drugstore, getting it developed, getting back 24 pictures, 20 of them you didn't like, 4 were good, and then grandma wanted a copy of it, so you go back to the store and have them make a duplicate. This is so neat to be able to do this stuff. And then by all means, recommend when they get this done, show them how to put it on Family Search in the media section of Family Search. I am so grateful when I look up, I hear stories of ancestors, great aunts and uncles that I never met that I've heard about, and then suddenly there's a photograph that pops up in the memories on there, and I get to see face to face for the first time. And I've had people call me, relatives, distant relatives, call or send a note saying, thank you. One sent a very nice note, said, that's the first time I've ever seen a photograph of my grandmother. And she said, I printed it off and it's now hanging on my wall. And those are touching incidents to see. They talked about the photograph scanner. The photo scanner's neat. We can do a photograph every 3 seconds on that. If you do a high quality photograph, it takes 6 seconds, G. The flatbed scanner's neat because you can scan entire album pages and it will break that out into individual photographs for you. The technology's come so far and it's just so exciting to work in. Please take advantage of it. Ask us if you need help. We'll do everything you can to get these projects in and out as fast as we can.